Hey friends, it has been a few minutes. I have updates and stories to tell, but first I'm going to share with you a project that my husband and I are working on, and I so wished I had gotten a before picture, but I don't have one. I'll look through my photos though, and whatever I do have, I'll share with you guys. But what we are looking at here, let me see if I can turn you all around. This is my pantry door. And I have wanted to redo this pantry, honestly, since we moved in. It had wire shelving in it. You guys know the style. It's terrible. Your food falls over. Nothing stays organized. And so we finally bit the bullet and we redid it. So let's take a look. So I'll share with you the after. I still want to buy organizational bins, but I'll give you the look. It's not a big room. So there's the door. There's the back, and there's the pantry wall we redid. And yes, it goes way up there, like way, way, way beyond my height. Let me show you how tall I only come to here, and that goes way, way up there. I'm not even close to reaching. I can just touch this shelf, and then there's a whole nother shelf up there, and that's 15 inches in between. So really tall. The first thing I purchased actually was this unit here. I got it off of Amazon. It was a super great deal. It was under our $130, $140, right? I think it was $128, something like that. But I bought that off Amazon. I really wanted the look kind of a butler's pantry, and I wanted a space where I could put my most used larger appliances, to get them out of the cupboards out of there, because that kitchen that we have, it's beautiful, but it's not super spacious. And so, yes, we got this piece here. I love it. I have a little step stool because I am super short, but I'll kind of give you the tour. So I liked it because it had these storage units on the door, and then I can put all my canned goods and heavier things. We didn't want to load the shelves super heavy, so this worked out very nicely. Bunch of things I dehydrated down there, and of course our salsas. I keep obviously beans and grains. Those peanuts are for our squirrels and birds outside. I don't eat peanuts. And then of course this side looks the same. It has door storage and then shelving, and as you can see, I still have even more room right here. So yes, I absolutely love this piece. You guys, I was so excited, genuinely excited to get this. It just gave this such a nice finished look, and it was so inexpensive. My husband has hopes of someday figuring out a way to kind of camouflage that for me, but honestly, I really don't mind. It's totally fine. And then you guys, I have a video, I'll link to it, but I built that baking cart years ago when I was, really into Trim Healthy Mama, and I was doing a lot more baking with them. I don't do that a lot now. The cart fits so beautifully. Still rolls wonderfully. Has the things I do use frequently. The apple cider vinegar, chia seeds I have a lot, baking powder, baking soda, beef gelatin. It's just got a mix of things that I use more for baking. So when I am baking, at least I can just pull that right out and use it. Super simple. And then as you can see, I hope to get more bins sort of like this, but that will better utilize the space from the bottom to the top. And so I have those in my wish list on Amazon, but seriously, the bins will be more expensive than this whole thing cost us to build entirely. These shelving pieces we actually got from a Menards. We've never been to one before. And I will tell you that one of these shelves was $20, but it made 2 shelves for us because it was such a long piece. So each shelf was really just $10. So this was $40 for this shelving, and about $130 or so, I think, for this piece here. Had I known it was that inexpensive, I would have done this a long time ago. But anyway, so as you can see, I have, this is actually steel cutouts, used to be rolled oats. Those were supposed to be erasable. They're not. So I just cut off the label, put it in there. Quick oats, brown rice, and then our little bin for the kitten. I found a great acrylic piece that will sit here, and it has 2 drawers. So we'll be able to have everything much better organized. Up here where I can still reach, especially with my little step stool I have down here, we have our little nut and seed bin. Noodles are all in here, both the cognac style noodles as well as brown rice, all that kind of good stuff. Nut butters, condiments, things like that. And then this is my more used grains and beans bin down below in the in this piece. Down there, I have a basket, excuse me, that has lots of dried beans in it, ready for use. And then least used things, or things my husband can reach. He's 6'3". So that's my traditional baking bin. So that's for when I'm cooking for family, for friends. It has real flour, real sugar, all that kind of stuff. There is a little swerve packet poking out that I should pull out. It should go down below. Overstock of things that I get from Azure when I have a bunch is there. This I just shoved up there. It's empty. And then my husband's protein bars, all of his little snacky things he put up high because he can reach them. And then way up there is my lunch bag that's super cute. Whoa, it's making it focus funny. Left extra MCT oil, vinegar, all that kind of stuff is shoved way up there where my husband can get it if we need it, or we have a bigger step stool. So yeah, I absolutely adore it. I was excited to share with you guys how amazing this is and how inexpensive it was. You know, it's great. Oh, you know what I forgot to add in though was the brackets. These, oh, I can't remember, but I want to say they were about $30 for 6 or 8. I don't know. We found them on Amazon. They weren't too bad. But then my husband, just out of security, he added these little corner ones because there was no stud right here. So he used special screws, of course, in there. But just to give it a little extra support, we added these to this side because the other side has a stud that it's attached into. So yeah, super strong, super fun. I can't tell you how excited I am. Little projects getting done. And yeah, so story time. Let me switch spots. We'll turn the lights off here. I'm sitting here talking for like 5 minutes, you guys, and I forgot to hit record. Oh, okay. Remember this? Take 2. Okay, here we go again. So here's the story time. I got another position. So I am officially, sorry about that. I am officially working again, and I'm super excited about what I'm doing. Through a series of events, which this is my favorite way for things to happen. We have a guy that we talked to about taxes and that sort of thing. And we were talking to him about some financial tax stuff, implications for us, and making some plans. And he had asked me, you know, what I'm up to, you know, just general chit chat. And I said, well, yeah, I'm looking for work right now. And he said, hey, I know of a company that's looking for work that's local. And I was like, great, what kind of company? And he said, it's a chiropractic office, small office, family run. And that, I love family business. I love small business. And I love being in the holistic health field anywhere. I've worked in chiropractic in the past. I was looking at chiropractic again here now. I worked for 4 years for a functional medicine doctor before. So it's just what I love to do. It's how I raise my family. It's how I live my life. So for me, it's just such a good fit because I'm already passionate about it. Then he told me it's a marketing position. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'll explore it. So I took a phone call with the doctor just so we could kind of get to know each other a little bit. Lasted a half an hour. Went really good. I really liked him. I liked his philosophy. I liked what he was doing. He seemed to like me. So he said, hey, let's have a meeting. Come in next week and let's talk. And so that lasted over an hour in office. I got to do a full tour of the office. Super great guy. Love how he runs his business. I love the modalities of treatment he offers. It's not just your traditional, you know, crack your neck and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot more well-rounded, which I love. And so, yeah, I told him straight up, I said, you know, I've never officially been a marketer as far as that's been my title. I have no official training. I have worked for a small company, one-man show in HVAC before, where I ended up building out his entire office procedures, as well as doing his marketing and networking. So I have done it. I just don't have formal training in it. And then, of course, I've run my own small business, you know, my Oil of Joy, you know, health coaching for food sensitive people. I've, of course, done that, but I purposely not tried to grow that because I love just doing that. And I don't want it to feel like it has to be something where I'm getting people so I can survive. I don't like that feeling. I just like to do it because I love it. I just love helping people. And so anyway, so he was like, not a problem. He goes, That is not an issue at all. He goes, I already have the framework. I just need someone that's willing to put in the work and the time and, you know, do the things that need to get done. My wife is trying to do it right now, but she works a full-time job and they, you know, they have kids, you know, the whole thing. It's just too much. And I said, well, I would love to give it a try. It is part-time, which is exactly what I was looking for. I was at 36 hours a week, which was considered full-time before. And I knew that, I was kind of needing to scale back a little bit just for myself. And, you know, praise the Lord, we're in a position where that's okay for us. We can manage with me not working full time, which before I've had to. So, anyways, yes. So yeah, I met with him. The hour went so fantastic. I loved it. He said, you go home, talk to your husband, pray about it. I'll talk to my wife, pray about it, and then we'll reconnect. And I said, great. So a week later, he says, hey, you got time for a phone call? I took the call. Obviously, he said, you know, yes, we want you. I was super excited. I got the position and I started. So I've only been there a couple weeks, but it's been crazy, both between looking for work and now onboarding at a new job. And so I had great intentions, as I always do for this channel, but you guys know how I roll. Things get a little busy. I take a step back. When I get a moment, I come back. So here I am. So anyways, I'm loving what I'm doing so far. Great. It's great. It's so much fun. I had some great success yesterday. I had a patient that, a connection I made through networking who wanted to become a patient. They got into, they already got scheduled for their initial visit. I'm thrilled by that. And then I also made a connection with another company that wants to do an event with us. And so that's kind of where my goal is to get to that point, getting companies to do events. And so I'm just, you guys, so blessed, so thankful. I'm making incredible connections with people in the community, meeting the most wonderful people. I've got to do lots of networking. That's kind of where I'm starting, is first just getting our name out there, getting to know people and making connections. That's kind of one of the big parts. I've started working on some graphics, and pretty soon I'm waiting for some kind of like tech things to happen. Once those happen, then I'll be able to start with the social media and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, so I am like super thrilled, you guys. Very, very thrilled. I feel very blessed, very thankful. And honestly, I can see that sequence of events. You know how when hard things come in life and they kind of compound, like one hard thing happens and then another, and you're like, Lord, what is going on? Like, ease back. I was feeling that way. You know, I left a job that I didn't need to leave, but it was time to leave. But me, who I am, I would have just stuck it out and been really unhappy. But I thought, you know, who else is going to hire me? I mean, really, I didn't have a very good, you know, positive outlook for myself, which that's kind of sad to admit, but that's the truth. And, but I got an offer that was so good. I thought, I can't turn it down. And then when that actually didn't work out, which was in very short order, I was left without a job again, you know, and I was just like, wow, this was not the plan. I was going to transition one to the next. And then I interviewed at our own chiropractor's office and it went great. And I thought, okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do next. And it didn't work out. They hired somebody else. And I was like, oh, Lord, okay, I'm not sure what we're going to do here. You know, and then I started applying places, and honestly, I heard nothing from nobody. Like, I was getting no calls back, no emails, no nothing. It was dry as a bone out there. And I hear that from a lot of people. That's really rough. So I know God was in this, because it's amazing how this happened. And then by chance, our friend was here helping us out with some tax things, and boom, boom, boom. And there I was, starting to work, going to networking events, met his wife. She's great. Yeah. So yeah, just hang in there, because had not I been so frustrated with the other job, I would not have been out looking for something else. And I kept thinking, honestly, as I would interview, I'm only doing this just to get in the practice of it, but I'm not really looking. I'm not serious. And then that one was so good. It was so good. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be so exciting. I'm going to be able to use other skills of mine. I was really looking forward to it. And then by the grace of God, it did not work out. And I'm actually very, very glad that that worked out that way. It was totally in God's hands. But you just never know where things are going to lead. And sometimes it's fast. Like for me, this was a relatively short time frame. It was only about a month and a half that I was actually out of work, something like that. And it worked out amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. So I'm very thankful for that. And you just never know. So hang in there if you're in a tough season, because you just don't know where God's taking you. It may feel just like a lonely valley, but you know, the light expels that darkness eventually. And so there prayerfully will be answers if you're going through something, you know, really, you know, tough or frustrating, or like you can't understand why this is going on. And I got a lot of those in my life. So anyways, enough of that. So I wanted to come on, share my life update with y'all, show you my new pantry. And I'm hoping to get back to a cooking video or a shopping video or something pretty soon. And I'm also thinking about starting another little channel about my Spanish learning journey. Tell me what you think about that. It's still in the thought process. Like I have time for that, but you guys, you know, who knows, whatever. We'll see what I do. All right. It was great to have you. Thank you for joining me again. And I will see you in the next one. God bless, guys.